Welcome to Do You Sleep Naked with me, Dan Stocky. There is this phenomenon we humans experience called decision fatigue, where once we make too many decisions in a row, our brain shuts down. To prevent this, we create habits. We do this in our morning routines. We create habits for decisions we need to make from the moment we wake up to the time we have breakfast. If we didn't, we'd go nuts before we ever got our day started. Once we set these habits, we never talk about them again. Well, on this show, we talk about them. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show, Do You Sleep Naked, where we talk about all the routines that you've made in the morning and then you never talk about again. We are here with Robert Lee. Welcome, Robert.
Thank you.
You look very dashing today.
Thank you.
It is. It's the hair, I think, that makes it very dashing.
It's getting a little out of control.
I think it's the out of controlness that makes it so dashing.
Yeah. Well, when I got it cut,
You got that cut?
I got it cut. Well, not recently. That's why it's getting out of control.
Oh,
but
there you go.
I have for many years just used just buzzed it.
You did it yourself.
Well, and my wife had started helping and she was good at it. And I think she just got tired of doing it.
Oh.
And I was like, I need to get a haircut. And she's like, you do. I was like, should I just go pay for one?
So you're kind of like, hey, honey, I need a haircut. And honey's going, yeah. Go figure that out.
I just went to Great Clips, which is now going to be your sponsor because they were great.
Were they great?
They were. They beat my expectations. But when I sat down in the chair, I was like, I don't want to have to worry about it. That's my style. I just want it to be shorter. And she did a really good job.
That's fantastic. That's exactly what you want. I don't want to think about it.
I don't use product. I just want to wake up and like maybe touch it a little. Or if like I slept too hard on one side, I need to get it wet and then to get it under control. And then it can just do whatever. I don't want to.
So when did you get this particular haircut?
It's probably been 6 weeks.
Oh, all right. Are you due for another one, or at what point do you go?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's all new. It's still doing the. Oh, it looks like fun. It looks
looks dashing as hell.
Yes.
If not a little messy, but that's what I like about it.
And that is the point when it was shorter too. So now I'm like, when does it go from? Do you think out of control, messy to like just out of control? And Robert, you look like a mess. Maybe I'll just start asking people. Is my out of control mess?
If I start hearing,
attractive, still or not,
the rumors going around town that boy Robert's really looking kind of like a mad scientist.
Will you let me know?
Yeah, I'll let you know.
You don't have to out anybody.
No. I will listen, and if I hear anything about your hair that's disparaging, I will let you know. This is all very interesting. We haven't even got to anything, and we're already talking about your hair.
People have moved on to the next episode.
Yeah, they're like, wow, this is really exciting, Dan. I'm glad you had to tune in for this crap. So, okay, here are the rules to this show. And it's pretty simple. There's a couple rules we need to go over, and I think you're going to be fine with them. One, please be as honest as you possibly can. Okay? Like, I don't know where these questions are going to lead us, so, just be honest. If anything gets a little too personal, you just don't want to talk about it, you can tell me to fuck off.
Okay. Do I have to say fuck off or?
Yeah, that's totally up to you.
Okay, that's not part of the rules.
No, it's not part of the rules. Yeah, you can, however you want to convey that information to me is fine. I'll take it.
I think I'll say fuck off.
Sweet. Okay, good. Those are the two rules.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
After that, we can get right down to it. So, Robert, just as sort of a baseline, what do you do? What do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living? I do a myriad of stuff.
A myriad?
Myriad?
Yeah, that's the right word.
Yeah.
Well, at what point does
I bartend a little bit?
Okay.
And then I do theater and performance stuff.
You're all over it. You're a jack of all trades.
Occasionally I'll do Gumbo Boy stuff, which is a little Cajun pop-up food business I run.
You're a Renaissance man. Do you paint? Because you should.
Not to make paintings.
Just to change the color of a room.
Yes. I paint the stage and things sometimes.
Oh, okay. Well.
So, okay. But I think what you were asking is, do I make paintings? And no.
No, you do not. Okay, well.
With my daughter sometimes.
Well, that's true. Like finger paint and stuff like that.
In college, I took painting class. I was going to be a studio artist.
Well, damn. But how you have a daughter. How old is your daughter?
7.
Mm-hmm. And you are married.
I am married.
Okay. This all plays a part.
To a woman.
To a woman. Right? Yeah. That's very good. So after all that is said and done, what time do you wake up in the morning? Do you have a set time?
No. When we're on school schedule, my alarm is set at 6:40.
Your alarm is set at 6:40 when the school is in session, but when school is not in session, because your summer break right now, right?
We're in summer break, and unless there is, because I do a myriad of things, I kind of make my own schedule. Mostly the cafe, I have a schedule.
Sure.
But otherwise, I do so often. I won't set my alarm in the summers. This summer, maybe last summer was different. I can't remember.
Time has no meaning anymore. We don't understand.
Yeah, but if I have something to do, I'll set my alarm and I'll kind of base it on what I need to do the night before.
Is there a moment? Is there like a time in the morning where you're like, oh, shit, I better set an alarm? Or, like what time is so early that you're like, I'm never going to get up unless I set an alarm?
It depends on what I do the night before or whatever.
So if you're up drinking until 4 a.m. and you've got it to be up at 8, you're going to set an alarm.
Yes, but I am responsible enough not to drink till 4 if I have to be up at 8.
Well,
at this point in my life.
All right, I fine. What is your normal bedtime? Do you have a normal bedtime?
I don't. So when I work at the cafe, I'm obviously up until it closes or, my shift is over. And so that's later. And usually I have a beer or a drink after work because we get one for free.
Very nice.
And I'm not one to turn one down.
No one should ever turn down free beer.
Right.
That's a rule.
Right. And so when I get home, sometimes I'm wound up and sometimes I'm tired. I don't really have a bedtime. Again,
so you're just flopping all over the place, depending.
Yeah, this podcast is about habits, and
you have zero. Okay. This is great.
I'm out of the box on this one.
Okay,
so I when I'm tired, I'll go to bed.
When you're tired, you go to bed. When you're no longer tired, you get out of bed.
Yeah.
When you set an alarm, what alarm do you? What sound do you have? Is it do you pick a song or is it just a straight up alarm off? Do you use your phone?
Yeah, I use my phones. So my brain works to where when I'm awake, I'm just awake. Unless there's been the drinking night before and I'm like, bleh. But usually so when my alarm goes off, I'm awake. So I don't use an abrasive sound because I don't need that in the morning.
Do you have one of those things that's softly?
No, it's kind of like a music. It's not gentle, ease you out of bed, but it's not that kind of thing because I don't want to start my day like that.
Yeah.
So I don't need something that's.
So do you know the name?
Jarring.
Do you know the name of it? It's fairy dust or starlight.
Should I look it up?
Yeah, you don't have to. Okay, if you knew it off the top of your head.
It would take me some trying to figure out. I might navigate how to look at it.
You certainly don't need to. So do you hit the snooze button at all?
Rarely, no.
So your alarm goes off, and you're awake. You're awake.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Dan. I often will just wake up. Sometimes at 5 a.m, sometimes at 4 a.m. And
so you'll oftentimes wake up before your alarm.
Yeah, and I'm not good at going back to sleep. A few days ago, I woke up a little before 5, and I was like, "This is too early." And I laid there maybe for another 5 minutes. And I knew. I was like, I'm awake. So I got out of bed and I went for a swim at the YMCA for exercise.
You got out of bed at 5 a.m. and just went down to the Y.
Yeah. Because if I wake up and my mind is like, you have something to do. Then I can't go back to sleep because I have something to write or I have the schedule to make or something, I have to get up and do it. I can't sleep at that point.
So you don't linger in bed at all either. When you wake up, you're like, boop, you're up.
Yeah, I will linger in bed occasionally. I'll pick up my phone and just kind of look at it. Or
when you pick up your phone, what do you check? Emails?
Usually Facebook.
Yeah, do the socials.
Problem. It's weird. Yeah.
We all have a problem, but at the same time, I kind of try to justify it. Like, sure, we all have a problem. We all want to see what everyone's been doing since we went to sleep.
People like the thing I posted. How come they didn't like it more?
Why isn't there a bigger discussion around this? I think it's a very important topic.
Most of what I post is like promotional things for the comedy shows or plays I'm working on. So I'm like, more people need to like this so they come. But it's usually just the clever shit I post that get the most likes, or pictures of my daughter, which
can be clever in and of themselves.
Yeah, she's silly, so often the pictures are silly.
So but you don't normally do that. When you wake up, you're sort of boop.
Yeah.
Up. All right. Yeah. What size bed do you sleep on?
We have a queen.
You have a queen?
A queen size bed. It's funny. We bought our house and we got a pretty good deal on it, and it was an absurd number in today's terms. Like, we could make a good buck off it. But we love the house, so we're going to stay. But you buy a house and you don't know, there's something that's going to be quirky about it. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to deal with this thing. And the way our stairs are to get up to where our bedrooms are, nothing bigger than a queen can maneuver up.
So you could go for a king, but you're just not going to get it up there.
Yeah. And we don't spend a lot of time in our bedroom. It's like go to sleep and whatever. So a bigger bed would be cool, but we can't. It's not happening.
So you just accept it. No, that's
the queen's
fine.
Big enough. The queen's big enough. We have plenty of room.
Is it a special mattress at all, or you just, once you got that up there, you're like, screw it, we're never getting another mattress because that was difficult.
We are comfortable enough to where we don't have like a cheap ass mattress, but we didn't buy like a top of the line. We got one of those memory foam toppers. To go on top, which is great.
Oh, very nice. What kind of sheets do you have? Do you know?
I have the sheets my wife buy.
You don't know if they're like 300 count Egyptian cotton, blah, blah.
I think we save sheet buying for when we go to make our Ikea trips.
So you think your sheets are from Ikea?
I'm pretty certain. That's one of those things like, we need this thing and it's going on this Ikea list that is in our heads. And then you go to Ikea and you kind of wander around. It's like, oh, of course we need this shit. You know?
They design it very well for exactly that.
Exactly. You know,
I need this shit in my life.
Yeah. I don't, people say Ikea is a test for relationship. If that's true, we've passed. We kind of like going there, towards the end, we're like, we got to get the fuck out of here.
That's when the maze of it gets a little bit more complicated. Like, just get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And it's like, then that's when the path you're on starts to diverge.
Yeah, we've bought furniture from there. We had this bed that we got there, and it was in a million pieces. Everybody knows Ikea. And it was just the loudest, creakiest thing. And I'm not talking like when you're having fun in bed. It's like, no, I'm going to breathe heavy right now. We tried to take it apart so we could sell it, and it just...
Then you felt bad for having to sell it.
They don't give you the damn instructions to undo it.
Well, you take the instructions and you go backwards on them.
Yes,
Did you save the instructions?
No, we don't save the instruction. By the time you finish, you're like, get the shit out of here. Fuck this thing.
Did you?
So in the end, something broke, and so the bed fell apart, and I actually made it into a cat house.
Did you really?
Yeah, I made it.
Is it still squeaky?
No, I made that thing solid.
A lot of glue, a lot of screws.
It had a post on it that I wrapped rope around, kind of glued it to it, and it had a little topper, and I put a piece of carpet on it, and so a cat could sit on it.
Look,
that was for my old cat, Lanyap.
I'm sorry, your old cat's name is what?
Lanyap.
Lanyap.
Yeah, that means a little something extra in New Orleans. In New Orleans, you say that's some lanyap.
Oh, look at that. I've learned something today. Lanyap.
A little something extra. He passed away.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Well, don't buy a boy cat. And if you do, you can't just feed it the mid-level food that you get at the grocery store. It gives them little crystals in their bladders, and then they...
Little kidney stones.
We had a choice. I'll put this out there. We had a choice. We could... the cat might have survived if we would have removed its penis.
Ow.
And that was a maybe.
That was just... Was it a 50-50 shot or...
They didn't come to us with percentages. Because at that point, I was like, we're not removing the cat's penis. I think...
That seems cruel and unusual.
Right. So we had him put down, and it was sad.
Poor Lanyap.
But we have a new... But Lanyap did not like the cat house I made. So I just...
That ungrateful little prick. What a shitty cat. So you built this entire cat house, and Lanyap was like, man, no.
Yeah. At the bottom had this little room in it, and we had pillows in it. And it was like, nah.
We'll be right back with more Do You Sleep Naked? Welcome back to Do You Sleep Naked?
What a shitty cat. So you built this entire cat house, and Lanyap was like, man, no.
Yeah. At the bottom had this little room in it, and we had pillows in it. And it was like, nah. But the new cat, Sugar, who's very sweet and very soft, she uses our cat house.
Sugar is very sweet and soft, much like sugar, like powdered sugar. Almost.
Well, when we got her, she was so sweet. I was like, we were debating names, and I wanted to call it Butthead.
That will be appropriate for any cat.
Yeah.
But is Sugar kind of dumb?
No, she's fine. I mean, she's a little lazy, which is great.
Yeah, well, it's a cat.
It's a cat. But in cat terms, she's lazy. Like on a scale.
Lazier than a normal cat.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? Cats are, they're famous for being lazy.
She's very affectionate, so she wants to cuddle up a lot. She's very sweet.
Oh, well, Sugar seems like a good name for your cat.
Probably better than Butthead.
Was that so? It was Butthead and Sugar. Was there another name?
I think Sugar was the compromise. I don't remember other people's ideas because they weren't as good as mine.
They never are, Robert. Right. They never are.
Butthead, right? You want an animal with a ridiculous name.
Absolutely.
Don't name your cat Simon or whatever stupid name.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Don't give it a person name. Give it a name that you wish you could have if you were more fun.
Like you want people to call you Butthead.
Well, I just want to go ahead and make it my name. That's what they're saying already.
Not with that hair, my friend. Not with that hair.
Not yet. We'll see where the hair takes me.
So you turn your old bed into a cat.
Parts of it. The rest got thrown away.
All right. Well, that's good. Again, with the Renaissance man that you are. Insane. So then you got another bed frame. Mm-hmm. Did you get it from Ikea or did you go?
I think we might I don't know where the frame came from, but we got the slats. So the stair situation, you can get the mattress up okay because it's bendable.
Yep. But box spring is a whole lot.
Box spring, I think we would have had to go less than a queen. So we have these slats.
So your mattress then sits on the frame itself with the slats.
Yeah, and I think there's a headboard situation. Yeah, it's a metal one. Yes.
Metal with the like pole, poles?
Yeah, yes. There's like it's pretty standard looking. A white and it kind of curves at the top and then there's bars.
That sounds like you've been paying attention.
Wow.
Do you have a footboard?
No. Things just slide off of the blankets just migrated to the floor.
All right. And so what color are your sheets? You pay attention to that either, or are you just like?
I think the ones on right there are kind of gray. They're.
Do you change them often? Then are you confused? How it's like I don't know. Last year they were.
Do all your sheets match?
My sheets do.
All your sheets match. So you know what color all of your sheets are?
Yes.
I think
you have.
We have some light blue ones and we have some gray ones right now. I think we have about 2 sets, maybe 3.
That you're rotating through.
Yeah, and when they're dirty, it's time to change the sheets, or it's been a while, better change the sheets. Then we change them, and it's a new situation. Right now, they're like a dark gray, maybe greenish color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And we just go bottom sheet.
You just go bottoms.
There's no.
You have the fitted sheet.
Yeah, just the fitted sheet.
And you don't do top sheet. Mm-mm. You go straight to comforter.
That is, yeah, or lighter blanket. I have a weighted blanket when I'm like, I want to really.
When the thunder comes out and you want to.
Dozy down, and this is going to keep me. I'm a tosser. I'm a tosser and a turner.
Oh, that's what I was about to ask, because you sleep it on your side, your back, you're flopping all over the place.
Yeah, it changes throughout the night often.
So there's 2 questions I got for you. One, let's go to the weighted blanket. Does the weighted blanket keep you from tossing and turning?
It does, mostly.
And when you have it on, do you find that you sleep on your back or your side, or
on the back mostly? It makes most sense.
Right.
When you're on your side, it's a little awkward, but I do it sometimes.
When you sleep on your back, then do you sleep like Dracula or a corpse, or where do you put your hands?
I don't know.
Behind your head?
Where are you putting your hands when you're having a conversation? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's funny because it's a real problem for new actors. They're like, what do I do with my hands? Like, you stop thinking about it because people don't think about their hands.
No one does anything with their hands.
Like, you don't think about what you do with your hands. So what do you do with your hands? I don't know. Stop thinking about it. It's a real hard problem. Because people become so presentational on stage. They're like, people are watching. I'm like, yeah, but if you stop operating in that way, then people be like, oh, you're a good actor. And I'm like, no, it's just being a person on stage. Which is
You're a good actor. No, I just don't pay attention to my hands.
I'm just being. I make believe. People are like, what's your method? I'm like, I don't have a method. I pretend.
So do you find that your sleeping habits help you as an actor?
What? No. I will say, people are like, how do you learn lines? And one thing, I watched some special on TV once, and it was all about like the brain. And it was like, your brain keeps working on the last thing you did when you go to sleep. So I work on lines right before I go to sleep.
That makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. And it's not an actory thing. It's just a science thing.
I'm gonna have to apply that, I think, in my own life. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are having trouble right now going to sleep, and because they're doom scrolling the news or whatever the hell, and it's like, you do that, and you're going to have trouble sleeping. Mm-hmm. Fascinating.
But you are going to do something before you go to sleep, so it might as well be something constructive. So I don't work on lines in normal times, but when I'm working on a show, I go through them before I sleep.
Do you have the script next to your bed then, and do you just read the lines? I mean, like, it's like reading a book. You are reading the script?
Yeah, I mean, when you're like memorizing them, when you're learning them, you need to sit there and read them. But eventually, you will know them. And so, I'll have it at hand, but it's like...
So then before bed, you're just sort of going through the lines in your head.
Saying them.
Saying them.
Yeah, so I don't... Sometimes
so you're not talking to your wife as she's going to sleep, and she's like, shut up.
Like, stop. No, so I just think through them, and often it's like counting sheep, because you're just doing them over and over, so it's not like applying
what is the best script to sleep to?
The one you're working on.
I was trying to give, advice to the listeners that maybe, read Glenn Ross or something. Because that's like a lullaby.
A lot of fucks.
So, do you have a nightstand?
Yes, we each have one. It's got a little drawer in it, and then a kind of open cubby thing.
And what do you have in the open cubby? Anything?
Just a bunch of junk. Mine's a mess. My wife's is clean and organized, and I look at that thing all the time. I'm like, I just need to just throw most of this shit away and make it look organized.
When's the last time you've looked at any of that stuff?
I look at it every day.
Well, I suppose when you look at it, but when is the last time you
every day I'm like, I need to fucking... And it's just like...
But you can't do it before you go to bed because that'll be the last thing you do, and then you'll be thinking about it all night long.
And I'm not in my room that often, so the only time I'm annoyed by it is right before and right after sleep. Or when I'm putting on my pants to go somewhere. God damn it.
Quit smacking that thing.
I wasn't thinking about my hands. Just whacked it.
Start thinking about your hands,
now
man.
I'm sitting on them. Don't worry.
Okay, good. Okay, so what side of the bed do you sleep on? Is it like, and this is like would be as you're laying on the bed.
Then I'm on the right side.
And so your wife's on the left, and for any particular reason?
No, I think we both.
Has it always been that way, or
I think so. I don't. It wasn't a like, which side do you want, and which do you want, and then we have to. So there's like a coin. I think we just ended up there. We
Do you like your side of the bed?
I am comfortable in that side of the bed.
I don't know where these questions are going to go. I asked even the dumbest ones.
Yes. I don't like it more than the other side of the bed, but I feel more comfortable on that side. When my wife's not in the bed, I sleep more towards the middle.
Where it's hasn't been used enough. There's like this firmer spot right in the middle of the bed.
I don't think so, because we have that foam thing. Oh. So that takes a lot of the impression away from your actual mattress, maybe.
Sure.
I have had beds where there was a dip, and you're like, well, I'm just going to roll over there then. That doesn't seem to be a problem in our bed.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have what was the decision on the not having the top sheet?
Neither of us really...
You grew up that way?
Yeah, well, I would have one, and I would kick it to the bottom, because I'm a tosser and turner, and it's like, I have never found a use for it.
So you just curl up on your blanket.
What do you use your top sheet for?
I don't know. I guess to keep my sweaty ass body away from the comforter. Never really gave it much thought. It would be interesting to know how many people use a top sheet and how many people don't.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering what it's there for. It doesn't keep you warm.
No. But is it kind of like maybe an undershirt situation where it keeps you a little cooler when it's hot out and a little warmer when it's...
I don't know.
I haven't tested it. It's like...
It's never made sense to me.
Yeah, well, if you're kicking it to the bottom all the time anyway, then you're never going to be able to figure it out.
And my wife, she's from Serbia, and I think it's culturally not a thing. Like, they take their comforters and they have... What are the slip for the comforter?
The duvet?
Duvet. So we use those. So maybe that's a top sheet in this situation?
All right. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I was just... there's no right or wrong answers here. It's just, I think you're fucking weird. No. Well, so then it leads to the question, do you sleep naked?
No.
No. What do you wear? You wearing pajamas? You're wearing...
I wear at least boxer briefs.
Okay. Are those your standard underwear?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have special...
You don't have...
underwear.
Okay.
I wear boxer briefs. I used to wear boxers until some point in college. I was like, I'm not a child anymore. Sorry, everybody. If you wear boxers, you are a child.
Why do you consider them to be a child? Like why is that a childish?
So for me personally,
keeping your junk in place.
Tidy whities are a little too constricting. Okay. And then boxers is too much freeness. And my stuff needs
some support.
And you rein them in. I don't want to flop around.
I'm with you. I'm all with you on that reasoning.
Yeah. So maybe you're not a child. I just don't understand you. It's one of the habitual things, right? I like this. It feels good. I'm gonna buy these, and I just buy the cheap ones.
That's fine with you. So you haven't gone through a trial and error process with your underwear to go, these are way more comfortable than those.
Yeah, I go to Walmart and I get the big pack, and eventually they all start getting holes in them. And
do you flip from like Hanes to Fruit of the Loom? Or
I'm pretty set on Hanes. I was like the waistband. I really liked the ones that had the fabric around them.
Yep. Okay.
And I guess I'm just at the whim of Walmart. It's what they're selling, and they didn't really sell those anymore. So now mine are a little more elasticy though there seems to have fabric woven into the.
I think they get better. I mean, underwear technology has improved.
But also they've gotten cheaper, and so they're thinner and they tear and wear out quicker.
Yeah, it's because you're
wearing.
Same
with socks, though. My socks seem to be going quicker than they used to.
Do you wear socks to bed?
So at least the boxer briefs. If it's cold, I have sweatpants that I'll wear.
Do you wear the boxers and then sweatpants, or just sweatpants?
It's like the boxer briefs are there
100% of the time.
Yes, unless there's been a situation where I've taken them off for a particular reason, and then sometimes
we don't need to discuss that reason.
Fuck off.
Well done.
Then sometimes I'll end up just in the sweatpants.
Gotcha.
Yes. Okay. A shirt occasionally. If it's really cold, then a long sleeve shirt situation may happen.
Okay.
When we go to bed in the winter, we'll turn down the heat.
What do you turn the heat down to?
So neither of us are from this kind of climate. So we don't, like when I go to someone's house and it's at like 65 in there, I'm like, I can't be here. How do you live in a cold house? So we keep it at around 70. And if it's particularly cold, we'll pump it up some. So when we go to bed, it'll go down to like 65 or 60.
Yeah, at night you've got it going down, and then during the day it cranks back up.
Yeah, we like to sleep when it's a little colder.
Yeah.
I'm from Louisiana, so in the summer it was like air conditioning fan all the time. And then during the winter, it was maybe just fan.
Could you open a window then in Louisiana?
No.
You just summer, don't.
Fuck no.
No, in winter.
In winter. Yeah, but it's humid. It's like...
Don't want to let that
It's not as cold there, but you feel pretty uncomfortably cold when you're like wet.
Yeah, that's true. Wet cold is the worst.
Yes. Because when it's like so cold here where everything's frozen, you're like, okay, it's cold and that hurts my skin, but I can put the things on and
at least I'm not clammy.
In Louisiana, when it's cold, like even 20 degrees, you have stuff on, but you're like wet. So you're like, I'm cold.
That sounds unpleasant.
It is unpleasant The climate is not like all seasons are uncomfortable.
Fascinating. Okay, so, but normally though, you don't wear a shirt. We talked about the socks. When it's cold, you put socks on. Sometimes. Okay.
Me and my daughter are the same. We will just, it feels weird to have socks on when I sleep.
I'm with you and your daughter.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got at least boxers on. When you get out of bed in the morning then, so the alarm either does or does not go off, but your eyes open up and you go, oh, shit, I'm getting up. So you're on the right-hand side of the bed, so you turn to the right and you put your feet on the floor. Do you put slippers on? Do you got shoes? You got anything?
No.
You just slap around barefoot?
I think it's just because I lived in Louisiana, we didn't wear socks unless you're wearing shoes very often. It's hot.
Right.
You don't need them. So even now in the winter, it'll be cold. My feet will be cold, but I'll be like, it's not a habitual thing for me to put on socks.
Okay. So do you have a robe or anything to put on, or?
I don't own a robe.
Don't own a robe?
No.
Okay. So after you get up then, do you go to the bathroom, brush your teeth? Do you go down, make coffee? Like what happens like right after you get up?
I think I'm an outlier here. I don't know.
We'll be right back with more Do You Sleep Naked? Welcome back to Do You Sleep Naked?
Go to the bathroom, brush your teeth? Do you go down, make coffee? Like what happens like right after you get up?
I think I'm an outlier here. I don't know.
It really just depends on your day. Like
often. So now I do have a habit of weighing myself in the morning on the scale.
The first thing you do?
It's not the first thing I do. The first thing I do is take a piss.
Do you wake up in the middle of the night to pee?
If I really gotta pee, yeah.
All right. So it could be that if you haven't pissed all night, you wake up and you're like, damn, I gotta pee.
Yeah. Often I will feel like I have to pee.
So first thing in the morning you pee and then you weigh yourself.
And then I weigh myself.
Have you ever done before and after?
If I like got to take a big dump, then I'm get curious.
What's the biggest swing of?
I don't know. It doesn't happen often. I don't usually have to take a dump in the morning.
All right.
It usually comes later in the day.
Okay. So it's piss, and you weigh yourself, and then what happens? Often
I will brush my teeth, but there has been occasion where like the alarm went off at 6:40 in the morning, and I didn't get out of bed right away. I was like, okay, I got to go downstairs and make lunch for my daughter for school. So I'll go do that, and then I'll come back up to get her out of bed, and then I'll brush my teeth.
Okay, so you don't absolutely need to get to the bathroom and do your shtick. You can roll with whatever's coming at you.
Yep.
All right. So you have I guess a routine in the bathroom. Do you like to brush your teeth before breakfast or after? Do you have breakfast?
I often don't have breakfast. I usually brush my teeth before I do anything. So if I'm having breakfast, I probably have brushed my teeth. If it's a lazy day and I'm like, I'm going to go make an omelet and coffee, then I'll brush my teeth later. But usually it's like, I'm going to brush my teeth because I don't know if I'll have breakfast or not.
So you just to start your day, get your teeth clean. All right. Yeah. What kind of toothpaste do you use? Do you care? Do you know?
I don't care that much. It's minty.
Minty?
Yeah. My wife.
Is that a gel or is it a?
No, it's like the pasty. Usually, my wife is particular about it. She has sensitivity issues, so she has.
So what, Sensodyne, maybe?
Maybe. It's not Sensodyne because she didn't like that. It was Colgate or something sensitive. She has a particular one, and I'm always like, send me a picture. Because I'm the one who shops. I go to the grocery store.
Okay. So
I like doing it. I'm the one who does most of the cooking, so I do the shopping. My wife's not good at it. She will admit as much.
Okay. When it comes to toothpaste, you don't care. Your wife is very particular. All right. What kind of toothbrush do you use? Do you got one of them electric jobs? Or
No, I don't have an electric. It's just a standard old.
Do you get it from your dentist and you just keep going with it, or?
No, I just buy one that looks.
Do you buy?
My wife sensitivity thinks she has very soft bristles. I don't like that. I like something.
Do you get a medium bristle or a stiff?
Medium or stiff is fine with me. There's usually like some kind of rubbery bristle in there with the bristles.
Oh, in the middle, yeah. Because much like underwear, toothbrush technology has improved immensely in years.
That's true.
You brush your teeth and that gets you started. Do you get in the shower right away? No. Is that not a thing? Or is
no, and here's to revisit the sleeping naked thing. I don't understand why anybody would want to do that. Unless they shower every night before they get in bed. Are people okay with just rubbing their butts on the sheets every night? I don't. So that, for me, I'm like, I don't want to expose everybody to my parts. So I don't know why I wanted to revisit this point.
Well, no, I mean, if you have an opinion on it, then I'm glad you brought us back to there because, yeah, I was certainly moving away. But the reason you're wearing underwear is because you don't want to muck up your sheets.
Yeah, I mean, right. Yeah, I would not be comfortable just like, oh, my butt's going to rub there every night, and then I'm going to come and revisit the butt. Oh, it was the shower thing. I could see like, oh, I'm nice and clean. I feel okay about this. And I don't have like, I'm going to shower every day or every third day. It's kind of like, if I feel real funky, I'm going to take a shower. And now I go to the gym a lot and I swim, so I shower at the gym.
Right.
The flip-flops, and again with my hair, I don't.
So how often are you going to the gym?
For a while, I was going like 4 days a week. Right now, I had COVID a while back, and so that put a kink in my routine. And now it's summer, so school's not dictating our schedule. So I've been 3 times this week, which is.
So is that where you find that you're taking your showers more?
Yeah, I always shower there. I want to get the chlorine off, and I want to feel better about, myself. I've been in the pool for maybe up to an hour, and so I want to get
maybe the top sheet is a thing about sleeping naked because it keeps your butt away from the comforter part of it.
Yeah, I guess if you don't want to, but then you're coming back to that sheet, right? I mean,
well, yeah. But see, I sleep naked. And so...
it's obviously not a concern for you. You putting your butt all over things. So
I have an exceptionally clean butt.
That's great. And maybe I'm just a funky person, you know, and I feel funky about my parts.
Yeah, I would hate to look at your underpants.
My underpants are clean. It's like I change them often enough. You know? I'm not like funking up my underwear. I think tidy whities in my mind are gross because my dad wore them and he was a little funky and his underwear kind of looked questionable sometimes. And I'm like, what's going on with you?
Yeah, and the tidy whitey thing to me, it reveals just too much when there are things to reveal.
Yeah.
Like, wow, those are dirty. Wow.
Yeah.
You don't want that stark contrast.
Right. Yeah, I don't own any white undergarments. I don't own really any white anything. So, clothes.
That's probably good.
Yeah, I don't.
You're a messy eater.
Right. I look at I go to Savers and occasionally there'll be a shirt. I'm like, oh, that looks good. And there was like a really cool cotton white shirt. And I was like, oh, that might look good on me. And then I was like, that's not going to last.
When's the last time you tried wearing a white shirt, though?
I don't know. Probably because I had to look nice.
That's because the concern is always, you're just going to drip all over that thing.
It's probably, last time I had to wear a tux was probably the last time I wore it, I cannot remember the last time I did that.
But the thing is that last time I have a few white shirts and people, I was like, ooh, that's pretty bold. Even in my head, I'm like, I'm wearing a white shirt.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I really spilled on my shirt.
Yeah.
White or otherwise. It's not like I put on a white shirt and go, I better be really careful. I'm just as careful as I am wearing a black shirt or a brown shirt or whatever the hell.
I spill. I get things on my clothes all the time. So my wife got me an apron. Actually, it was my mother-in-law picked it out when they were in Paris.
Oh, well, that's a Parisian apron. So
I think it was made in China.
So,
but it was bought in Paris. So
really, where it's bought is, I think,
French.
Where it's purchased is the most important part of anything. So, to get a picture in my head, then, if you go down in the morning wearing nothing but your boxers to make breakfast for your daughter, you may indeed put on your apron.
I have cooked with nothing on but the apron. Not nothing, but okay. So when I get up, I will put clothes on if I'm not wearing them already.
So you get up,
I'll put a shirt on.
Okay.
And the sweatpants if I'm not in them already.
So before you even head out of the bedroom?
Usually I pee. I like to weigh myself in just my underwear.
Right.
Just to be consistent.
How is your, do you have an ensuite bathroom or, that they have a...
Oh, no. It's just a little room with a bath and a shower and a toilet and a sink. One sink.
One sink.
Yeah. So if my wife gets up before me, I usually stay in bed a little longer because it's just...
Because the bed is yours.
We don't need to... No.
Oh, just so you're not...
for the bathroom.
Got it.
It's just both people being in there doing their thing. It's cramped. So if it happens, like we're in a rush, I will get my toothpaste and I will leave and brush it sitting on the bed or the top of the stairs or something.
Wherever you can find space.
Yeah.
Do you drip on yourself at all when you're brushing or when you're not standing over something?
It has happened, but no.
Not usually?
Controlled. Yeah.
All right. Because it'd be the one moment where you could wear a white shirt, drip on yourself, and wouldn't really matter.
So I had a weird, not stain, but toothpaste thing happening with my sweatpants. I was like, what happened there? I was like, oh, you dripped. You're slob.
You disgusting.
Yeah.
I disgust myself.
Yeah, I think things like dripping out of my mouth make me concerned about myself. I'm like, what are you doing? What if someone saw you right now?
Foaming at the mouth, dripping toothpaste, and what, that hair. So, okay, you don't take a shower every day.
I take a shower when I feel like I need one.
Right.
So after I swim, I feel like I need one. If I haven't showered in a few days, then
do you wash your face?
If I'm feeling a little greasy, I'll hit it with some water, maybe some soap.
Okay.
Yeah.
But only if if you feel the need.
Yes.
Okay. Do you shave every day?
No. I mean,
I'm looking at your beard right now. I'm going, well. What's the thought process behind?
I don't think about it too much.
It's like your hands.
No, people will be like, "Oh, you got a nice beard." I'm like, I'm just lazy. I've let it grow sometimes. My wife doesn't like it long, so I don't.
Does she? So right now you've got kind of a scruffy thing. Does she mind that?
She doesn't. I think I shaved before work last week, so this is maybe a week old.
It's a good looking beard.
Yeah, it grows in fine. It's got a little white coming in the right places. So
it gives you that dignified look.
Full, the beard.
It offsets the hair.
Yeah, better than, and I'm balding at the back top of my hair, which is a good place for me, so I don't have to deal with it.
Boy, better to be bald than not have to deal with it.
Yeah, where I'm not like.
So a splash of water on your head. Do you do anything with that hair? Or do you just sort of scruff it up?
I consider it in the morning, and if it's a little off centered, then I'll just kind of run my hands, and I kind of have a sloppy part. Like my left hand needs to push this bit over here, and my right hand needs to deal with a bigger portion of it over here, and it kind of pushes it in the ways.
Okay, and then once that sloppy part is set, then you just.
I don't really think about it. I'll put my hand and make sure it's.
You just don't want like the wedge.
Yeah, or if I'm dead asleep and I'm on one side of my head, it's all sticking up and there's like a flat part.
So I'll
deal with that.
And you get your hair figured out at least to a certain point where you're like, okay, I'm going to live with that for the day.
Yeah, if I'm looking in the mirror, it comes to mind. But if I'm going downstairs before I brush my teeth or something, I'm not really worried about it.
Right, because you're going to come back up, brush your teeth, and get your hair figured out.
Yes, and my wife will make a comment. if
like, are you going to fix that?
He's like, your hair is... And I'm like, okay, I got to deal with this.
So really, you have it sounds to me like you have these two sort of routines. There's this bathroom routine where you brush your teeth to get your hair figured out, sort of splash water on your head if you feel you need it. And then there's this breakfast routine, depending on where you are in the day. You either go right downstairs and make breakfast for the family, or you go to the bathroom first and then go downstairs to make breakfast with the family. Do you drink? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
A lot of my routine's dictated by my daughter's schedule.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Like when they're out of town and I'm in town, it's madness. Nobody knows what's gonna happen. Nobody, including me. I'm like, I don't know.
There's no routine at all then. It's just what the hell?
Well, because I can, at this point in my life, make my own schedule, I'm like, sometimes I'll do morning meeting. I'm okay with that.
What's the earliest morning meeting you would have?
I feel like before 8.
So 8 o'clock would be,
I could be
up
ready.
and alert.
I could be ready before that. 7:30 would be fine, but I feel like that's just a standard too early thing.
Yeah.
And people don't want to do that.
I certainly don't.
Right. And I won't schedule it that way unless it's necessary, but I can do it.
Because you wake up and you're up. I mean, you're
right.
One of those kind.
Yeah, I could probably get a swim in before our 7:30 meeting, and I probably would. I'd be like, if I wake up.
Yeah, you'd be all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah, it's happened a few times in this month where I've been the first one swimming just because I'm up.
Do you drink coffee in the morning?
Yeah, usually.
How many cups do you have?
1, usually.
Do you make a whole pot, or do you make it?
No, so my wife bought herself a few years ago an espresso machine.
Ah, yes.
So we're pretty much exclusively espresso. If there's more people in the house drinking coffee, then we'll use our French press.
So in the morning, do you have just a little shot of espresso, or do you make?
Maybe a double shot espresso is usually what I'm drinking, just black. I let it cool down a little bit, and usually
just shoot it back
is maybe 5 or 6 sips tops.
Then your day is ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I'll get a huge iced coffee if I'm feeling and I need.
But you're not making that yourself. You're going out.
No, I'll buy that at wherever.
All right.
Because I'm not doing that for the taste. I'm like...
Right. But once you've brushed your teeth and had a cup of coffee, you're good for the day.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have one in the afternoon if we're in that kind of home situation where that is available and feels like I want one. If I'm like getting to work on a project and I'm at home and I need to type and like, get things done, I'll make like a bigger cup of coffee or I'll have a couple. I feel
do you ever just get high on coffee?
Yeah.
Just like throw down 5 of them and like...
I had a nice coffee today just because we stopped at Dunkin' Donuts and got my daughter a donut for breakfast. And I was like, well, I'm going to have a coffee. Need to talk. So I had one of those.
So if you didn't... if it was not for that cup of coffee, would you not be very talkative?
I think I'm a little more chatty right now because of the coffee.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Do you consider yourself a morning person?
Yes, I think. I think.
It sounds like you're. I mean,
I think morning person means different things to different people, but I like to get things done in the morning rather than put it off because I wake up easily.
Yeah, sounds fascinating. Boy, how interesting would that be?
It's not that interesting.
Have you always been that way, or is it just since you've had a child?
I think my adult life, yeah. And in college, I was party focused, and then kind of, even though I wasn't in college anymore, I don't know, part of my life was like I was in college.
Still party mode. Yeah. The party mode lingers for a while.
My theater degree got me a lot of jobs in restaurants. So it's just the time frame of when you work and when people.
Do you get your 8 hours of sleep?
No. 8 is too much for me.
How many hours do you need?
I don't need that many. 4.
How many do you normally get?
6, I'd say, is an average for me.
Damn. You're one of those too.
Yeah.
You're like a Superman.
No, I don't need the sleep. And sometimes I'll do a little nap if I like underdid the sleep. I'll do like little 15-minute naps. Those are good. Any more than that, then you feel like shit when you wake up.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
Do a half-hour nap and you just ruin your day.
Yeah. 15 minutes. Just a little nod off. A few of those will be fine.
You got it all figured out.
I don't know. I'm unroutined.
Well, Robert, thank you very much for stopping by and being so honest and forthright.
Being the outlier for all your routine people.
I think the more that I do this, the more I'm going to find that there is not really a standard to this at all.
You read was just bullshit.
No, it wasn't a study. I just started asking people questions about it, and I found the answers to be so wild and different that I was like, this is kind of worthwhile. Right. So now I've learned a little bit more about you, and I feel closer.
Oh, Robert,
have a very, very good day, and everyone out there listening, thank you very much for joining us for that.
Both of you,
I appreciate you both. Have a good day.
I'm waving. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Do You Sleep Naked with me, your host, Dan Stocky. Do You Sleep Naked was produced and recorded by This Never Happened in beautiful Duluth, Minnesota. Have a fantabulous day.